Hi there, my name is Kuruvilla Mathew and I go by Matt. At UST Global, I lead the Innovation Acceleration Services and Innovation Labs for our customers worldwide. UST engages with customers as a trusted partner, applying innovative technologies to address unique challenges for our customers' business. We help our customer with innovative solutions with the changing needs of their business in this global economy. Through our platform-led services at UST, we are able to build future-ready systems that are powerful and flexible enough to transform their business and the communities around them. The verticals we serve are healthcare, retail, financial services, semiconductor, manufacturing, high-tech, media, and telecom. We are a 20-year-old company with a focus on transforming lives. Necessity is the mother of innovation. While we live in the world with COVID-19, we need to change and adapt quickly as a human race. This crisis has brought us as a human race to its knees, thus needing us to change the way we look into the future. In my view, in order to live through this crisis, we have to deal with many uncertain situations. That is going to put our humanity to test. We, as a human race, will be tested on our humanity. The advances that we have made independently and together in several areas of technology, science, arts, and engineering must be pulled together as we apply innovation to overcome this massive disruption. In this podcast, I'm sharing what I believe will be the top 5 trends that will fuel corporate innovation in the COVID-19 world. First things first, individual safety. This is focused on safety of associates who are the lifeline to corporations. It is critically important for organizations to ensure that their employees stay healthy. While the initial focus was to make sure that employees are not catching the virus with social distancing, lockdowns, wearing personal protective equipment, redefined procedures for keeping hands sanitized, covering the face when coughing, and most importantly, self quarantining. The question that is important to ask here is how is it sustainable for a longer period of time? Remember, we still do not have a vaccine and cure yet. Organizations will need to provide tools for their employees to be productive at their homes, but as they return to office, not only be healthy, but stay healthy. Productivity is definitely a challenge that organizations need to deal with. So, to ensure that associates are able to focus on assignments and tasks and completing it in time. Revised set of digital tools that enable employees to be organized, stay on point with clarity of subtasks is going to be paramount. Personal health and reporting will now be part and parcel of our daily routines. While we go about with our morning routine, like brushing our teeth, having a cup of coffee, going for a run, taking a shower, having breakfast, and getting ready to work, we have to add a new routine. How am I feeling? Any fever, cough, congestion, flu symptoms? Health check to run down and validate before turning up for work? Organizations need to innovate in providing tools and coverage for associates who may not be able to come to work that day. One of our digital solutions that we have built is leveraging a health band with a simple morning wake-up routine. Individuals will face new level of challenges that will result from some mental issues that would be that we would need to deal with. Organizations must provide easy to use tools that enable employees avail digital tools that facilitate access to when they are curious about it, are concerned about their situation, or are in the middle of a crisis. At UST, we are building tools that help individuals address this with highly immersive digital content that is curated from authoritative source to address mental health issues. Secondly, workplace as we return to work will need to change. They need to adapt to many new safety procedures protecting their associates and their business. There are new procedures involving suppliers, vendors, partners who are essential part of running the business that would need to be put in place. They would also need to have some of the government mandated procedures to protect customers and consumers. Some of the must have solutions are managing and maintaining social distancing, frequent temperature checks, managing sanitation in workplaces, conference areas, restrooms, places where people congregate. The size of the workforce and the workspace will determine the types of solutions for a workplace. Into a workplace may require safe distancing as people may be asymptomatic and pose an issue that would require us to develop solutions that can manage compliance in a scalable manner. We have solutions that we have built that determines from security camera feeds around social distancing. Since most of these cameras are fixed position cameras, we are able to recognize people from objects and between each other. Now, the intent is not to identify the person, but to detect the action of the individual in reference to the others around the individual. Using computer vision, we are able to determine with a high degree of certainty and accuracy the action performed. An important point to note is that only the action and timestamp are captured. This maintains privacy and observation that can be shared with the appropriate compliance teams to address in a suitable manner. There would be a need to look at contactless authentication and authorization. While we've got used to photo identification, we would have to resort to contactless biometrics like iris scanning or voice based authentication. Some of the systems are already in place today that are equipped with iris scanners and voice based authentication. However, the need would be to match it with the organizational compliance needs and the laws of the land. There are several other innovative solutions around temporal temperature sensing of associates, determining high traffic areas that need a detailed wipe down, contactless workplace sanitation using non chemical cleaning agents such as ultraviolet C, amongst the other that organizations will need to have in place before they get people back to work and keep them safe at work. Thirdly, collaborating with teams as we return to work. This is going to be the most challenging areas where we all need to learn what that means. While there are a number of working hypotheses for various workplaces, we still have to use our best understanding of the information we have, while we adapt and calibrate based on the nuances that we have to deal with. A really interesting scenario is in retail, where we experienced a buyer needs to evaluate a product produced by one or more supplier who is in China, will be a challenge given the travel restrictions and curb on travel. This is going to be a real problem as buyers cannot see the product in detail and will have to rely on suppliers' description and images of the product that is being traded on through WeChats or WhatsApp or you name it. We came up with a really innovative idea of visualizing the catalog of the product in virtual reality. Just try to visualize this. The ability to visit a stage setting by the supplier for the buyer with all the products that they want to evaluate. In virtual reality, with the 6 degrees of freedom, the buyer is able to navigate in the staged area of all the products that are of interest. We also built the capability to freehand annotate the various needs. This included writing a comment, is as simple as writing notes, pull up fabric swatches, select color options, request other material types, include picking up the product and moving it and placing it in another location. We also provided the ability for the supplier to see the freehand annotation from the buyer and address it in real time. Or whenever the supplier comes and sees it, they can see it along with the buyer or without the buyer. This collaboration helps to bridge the gap through an immersive experience solution. We included hardware that scans a physical product using a 3D scanner from a partner who specializes in high end electronics and can produce it at scale. Now, many of the in person collaboration will have to move to a digital medium. While it is easier said than done, in some industries, uh, it will be challenging. Fourth, travel between workplaces will also need to be managed. That is, with a comprehensive contact tracing capability. Organizations will need to employ contact tracers as part of their workforce to be in place as the associates travel. They travel between workplaces, travel to customer locations, or even host customers in a location. We have built several solutions for contact tracing and management of people with wearable bands. The ability to trace the location during work hours is going to be crucial and critical. We are able to trace people in a geofence and associate incidents when they are in contact with or cause an incident or safe in spite of an incident. We are building a new kind of band that does peer to peer tracking and does not require any tethering. We are expanding this with additional telemetry with location anchor points and zone alerts. There are many other innovations around droplet and particle transmission from airflows, remote management of customers, patient with non intrusive devices, and experiences. This brings us to the fifth one, digital transparency. We have to build new experiences that adapt to the fears that we people have. Customs that we have into digital solution that empathize with human needs yet move forward. COVID-19 seems to have set us back, but we have to look forward in a contactless solutions. We are so used to keyboards, pointing devices, touch screens that will have to give way to contactless solutions like gestures, air commands, eye tracking, voice. We are building some really exciting solutions that are contactless. One of them is for retail. When you, as a customer, go pick up items, exit the store, the bill of the items that you picked up at the store comes to you within 30 seconds of leaving the store that has been paid with your credit card. We have solutions that track your eyes and look at what you're looking at and what you're dwelling on. This can help optimize experiences further and tune to your needs and desires. There are so many solutions that we are working on with our partners, customers, academia, startups that are staggering. Everyone is working on with a vengeance to fight COVID-19 with innovations 24 by 7, which is truly inspiring. I hope you have found this podcast interesting and has spurred many ideas or even confirmed the path that you are taken. I believe we can beat this virus together, stay united, and save humanity. Please feel free to reach out to me in case of any queries. Thank you.